may not be allowed to read any books without the reading list.
You may not be allowed to read any books without the reading list. And there we go. Finally, okay, look, this is one of the reasons why I recommend saying the same thing. We're going to do another round of testing on the repeat sentence section because on the previous video we found out 3 important things. One is that we are marked on content, pronunciation, and fluency. And there is a myth where you can just basically say anything. So we're going to just put that up to the test again because we can compare. Maybe one where I try to say exactly the same thing, other ones where I don't say everything, and then that way we'll know. Let's go ahead and grab the repeat sentence.
Before submitting the paper, your thesis must be approved by your tutor.
Before you come to Australia, you should organize all your luggage in a timely manner. It's so tricky to be saying a different thing, but let's see. Before you come to Australia, you should organize all your luggage in a timely manner. Let's see my score. Before you come to Australia, whoops. Okay, so technically, okay, if we go based on this, I only had 2 of the words out of the whole sentence. So to be honest, I'm quite satisfied seeing this. I'm getting a 41. Apparently, well, my content is obviously not there. The one I'm surprised is with pronunciation. I mean, I felt pronunciation was okay, but it may well also be that because I'm not picking, the software is not picking up the words, it may be dropping my pronunciation, but we'll do another test. So that's good. We got a 41 on the first one.
The office opens on Monday and Thursday following the freshman seminar.
The office will be painted because we need to change some furniture over the weekend. Okay, so about the same length. None of what I said was correct, so let's see. Only like the office. A 49, okay. The office will be painted because we need... Fluency is there. Based on this, basically it could be my speed. I don't know why I'm getting 62. Pronunciation improved a bit, but content, too few words are repeated. So I think here is where... Let's do another test. This time let's get closer to 50% because I feel like... Obviously, when you don't hit anything, you can't get a good score, but still, look, I got a 50. Getting a 50 just by not saying anything correct is just crazy.
The professor took a year off to work on her book.
The professor took a holiday and went to Japan. Let's see my score. But I get a feeling that my fluency... Took a holiday and... Oh, wow, so my fluency was there. The professor took a holiday and surprisingly, you know, well, or let's say interestingly enough, the closer we get to what it said, the higher our score. So I'm getting a 70 on pronunciation, which is pretty good. It's what most candidates need. And then content 50, that's not there. So there we go. I mean, I suppose that part of the myth is true. You could just basically say something just to finish off the sentence. It will affect your score because the content will drop, but we need to try and get as closer as possible. We've got 2 more. Now this time, let's try to get as close as possible to what was actually said. Funny enough, now this is more difficult because I'm putting myself on the spot, simply because I've been like just forcibly saying the opposite thing. Let's see.
You may not be allowed to read any books without the reading list.
You may not be allowed to read any books without the reading list. And there we go. Finally, okay, look, this is one of the reasons why I recommend saying the same thing. Obviously, you can go halfway and still get a good score. You could be getting anything between a 50 to a 70. But if you want to aim for the higher score, you want to try and get as close as possible. I'm so happy that I'm getting this. Okay. As we see, out of the whole sentence, we've got like, maybe if you get 1 or 2, or let's say a few, you know, I would say anywhere between 1 to 4 words, you could still be getting that good score that you're aiming for. Okay, let's do a last one more.
Most of the student advisors are extremely helpful.
Most of the students' advisors are extremely helpful. Okay, So see, well, I told you. Students' advices are extremely helpful. So apparently it's with the word advices. Yeah, I didn't feel comfortable somewhere in the middle. But there we go. Even by, and I guess this is the other side of the argument, you could be not having all the words correctly, but if you're aiming for 80%, you are probably getting a good score, 77. Again, with this, you, or I would say most candidates would be okay. And I'm pleased that, I've done this test, let's say with a few more rounds. I hope that you got value out of this video. And yes, technically the myth of getting 50% right, it's sort of true. I think it is true when you think of scores around 50 to 70. When you're trying to get 70 or higher, it is way more difficult to follow that strategy. And probably it may be best just to try to get as close as let's say in this case, right, where you're gonna have most of the sentence green, where you're getting the content, and that way you are basically pushing through and getting a higher score. For those of you taking PTE, or if you're thinking of getting PTE, I think my advice as a teacher still has to be, do not try to trick the exam, rather improve your skills, work on improving your English. And I know sometimes this exam may not feel natural, but with daily practice, you should notice some changes. And maybe you may be wondering if I do PTE lessons, and the short answer is yes, I do. You can check the link in the description, and I hope that you got value out of this video. Make sure that you share this with anyone that is getting ready for PTE, and of course, let me know if you have any questions on the description box. I'm more than happy to help. And well, I'll see you on the next video where we do some more PTE practice. Take care, and bye for now. See ya.